How's it going then, people? Right, so for this video today, we are doing a VR to Gull Payne. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Go and check him out. Fantastic channel, really good. He does some great things over there as well. I found him recently because he started commenting in a few of my videos. And I went over and checked out his channel. Very good. If you are looking for new channels to watch, definitely go over and drop him a sub. Very good stuff he's doing over there. So this VR's got a bit of a story to it. So Gull Payne did a video, or this video, community challenge, some time ago, and it's recently been resurrected again. He asked Lane Dad Retro Gamer if he would do a VR for it. So he did a VR, and then he tagged a couple more people in it, and he tagged, right, obviously we was one of them. I believe the other one was Generation Pixel, maybe. So yeah, so straight away, because he said, you know, let's get this going again. So I said to him straight away in the comments, yeah, I'll get on it, mate. I'll do a VR. So yeah. So anyway, the question is, well, I say question, it's more of a statement, really, not a question, but it's recommend 3 games. So, and I thought, yeah, what a great idea. You know, we all ask questions and things like that, but you don't always have a community, or you don't see community challenges really where you recommend games. Now, I thought I'd come at this from a different angle. Everybody always recommends the big hitters when they pick them up, don't they? You know, like, say, for example, someone picked up a Call of Duty, they'd say, oh, Call of Duty's great. You know, all the big hitters, everybody knows them. And I thought, well, let's come at this from a different angle. If I'm going to recommend 3 games, let's recommend 3 games that are not big hitters, but are good games. And maybe not everybody's aware of them. So, and that's why, like, because these ones sort of, people, you know, majority of the gaming community will probably be aware of these. It's more other people that probably wouldn't be, you know, the little ones that sort of fly out under the radar a bit, you know, but they're good games. So this is the thing, when you've got big franchises, they take all the attention, don't they? And sometimes these other little games that come out, you know, they're good games, but they kind of get missed, you know, because everyone's rushing out to buy the big hitters, you know. So I thought, right, yeah, if I'm going to do this, I'll do it about 3 games that are a little lesser in popularity. One of them, you'll probably think when I get to it, well, hang on, that's a big title. But then if you compare it to the other ones in the series, it's not so much. So I think it's one that people forget about these days, you know. So, right, okay, let's get into this. Right, now, as I'm doing these, I'll show, there'll be a little picture come up of the box art, and then there'll be a little bit of gameplay for you to see. So, yeah, you know, that way at least then you know what you're looking at, just in case you haven't heard of these. Right, so my first choice is Loaded on the PS1. Now, this game is a very good game. I remember when the PlayStation came out, this was one of the first games I picked up because I really enjoyed it. And it's funny because my youngest boy really enjoys this as well. You can play 2-player on it, and it's a perfect game if you want to play couch co-op, you know. It's I think the reason why kids sort of gravitate towards this is because there's a little bit of gore to it. Nothing that's too offensive, but basically it's you know, I'll explain what it is. It's a top-down shooter, and you have to walk around what I can only assume is an asylum of some sort, and you have to go round into the different rooms, collect stuff, kill the enemies, obviously. And you have to get cards. It reminds you a bit of like games like Alien Breed, for example. You know, to start with, you'll only be able to go in maybe the yellow rooms until you get, say, the green card. Then you'll be able to get in the green rooms. So it's like that. And you've got to work your way out around the level until you got to the end of that level. Obviously, you get like a special move, and you can collect more as you're going around. But the main idea of it is you've got, I'm trying to remember how many characters there are now. I think it's 4 characters, but don't quote me on it. It's been a little while since I played it, but it's you've got all different types of interesting characters. Like one of them, he basically looks like a pirate. with two like sort of muskets. That's the character I always like using. And all these midsections sort of missing. You can just see rib cage. And he looks quite menacing looking, like red eyes and all that. So it's all very, like, it's visually good to look at. And the character that Connor quite often goes, like a big bald guy with a massive great rocket launcher on his shoulder. So, you know, there's different types of characters. And this game did see some success because they obviously did a second part to it called Reloaded. But Reloaded wasn't so good. I wasn't a fan of that, and a lot of people weren't, to be fair. Loaded was the best one. So, yeah, if you're looking at games, you know, something that's entertaining, you can pick up and play, not massively complicated, you know, something you can just jump on for half hour, give it a quick blast. Loaded is a very good choice. It's not a complicated game. It's very enjoyable. And like I say, there's a little bit of gore, you know, when you shoot people, they splat into blood on the floor, you know, so... And the sound effects are quite good as well, because you do get like a splat sound when you shoot them. So yeah, if you like them sort of games, you know, like Alien Breed and things like that in the past, you will enjoy Loaded. It's a very good game. So that's my first choice. Right, number 2, Splashdown on the PS2. Now this is a good game. I don't know, this one I'm not so sure everyone's aware of it. It is made by a pretty big company, actually, but I've mentioned this game to people in talking, you know, and quite a lot of people haven't heard of it, which surprises me. So Splashdown is a arcade jet ski or wave runner, whatever you want to call it, racing game, and it is very much like an arcade title. When you're playing it, it reminds you. You know, just like when you go in the arcade and you're playing, say, a motorbike game or a racing game in a car, it reminds you of that sort of style of game, only obviously you're on like a wave runner or a jet ski. So, and this was done by Atari. I was quite surprised when I picked it up because I had somebody recommend it to me about a year or so ago saying it was a good game. And when I picked it up, I was like, wow, it was made by Atari. It's funny that I never heard of that. And like I say, I've spoke to people since, and a lot of them haven't either. So, yeah, it's a very good game, very enjoyable. Again, not complicated, but very enjoyable. I enjoy playing this quite a bit, and it was a game that you could pick up fairly quickly as well. You wouldn't be the best player on it to start with. That takes a bit of getting used to, but it doesn't take long. It comes along quite fast. And it's very good in the way that they've done it. You know, it's got all the sort of arcade sort of sound effects. You know, there's one level where you're sort of racing across a swamp and you've got like a bit of an island and you have to jump over the top of it to land on the other side, you know. And it's just an enjoyable game. It's one of them games where you can just switch your brain off for half an hour, give it a blast and just enjoy it. And it is a good game for that. And let's be honest, like some of the games you get these days, they're very in-depth, they're very complicated. Sometimes you know, just give you brain ache when you're trying to get through them. But this is not one of them games you can just turn your brain off and just have some fun. So if you haven't checked out Splashdown on the PS2, that's definitely one worth getting. And it doesn't cost you a fortune. It's a fairly cheap game, so... I believe I picked mine up maybe from Music Magpie, I think, when I got it. So, and it wasn't expensive. It was probably about £3 or £4. It wasn't a lot of money. So, yeah, definitely worth one, or one that's worth having a look at. Very good. Right, and then my last choice. Now, this is the one I said where people are going to go, oh, you know, that's a big franchise. Yes, it is a big franchise, but I argue that this game got forgotten about. In fact, it involves 2 big franchises. So I'll explain where I'm coming from with this. So this one is Street Fighter X Tekken. Now I've got it on the 360. But I'm sure you can buy it on the PS3 as well. I'm sure you can. Very good game. And this is why I say it gets forgotten about. Because there were quite a few Street Fighter games coming out around the time. And... I do think they overshadowed this one a bit. I've spoke to people on several occasions, and when you mention this game, they're like, what's that one? I don't remember that. So it obviously sort of flew under the radar a bit for some people. So basically, it is what it is. You know, it's a Street Fighter Tekken mesh-up. And it's, you know, they've done it in a way where it's like Tekken Tag, where you switch players. And you've got all your usuals, you know, like Law, and then you've got Ryu and Ken, and, you know, basically all the main players, you know. And it is an enjoyable game. And again, with this one, it's done in a kind of way where it's like an arcade game. You know, you've got that arcade sound and all that. And again, this is another one that my boys enjoy playing with me. So especially Connor, my youngest, he loves playing this game. First time I put it on, he was like, Dad, why don't we put this on more often? You know, and I was like, well, I didn't know you was going to like it. You know, it's a game I like. I didn't know you would. And because he's not always really into his fighters. He likes things like Streets of Rage. But I've never really known him to be into the, you know, not side scrolling, you know what I mean, Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, that sort of thing. I mean, he does like Mortal Kombat X, but other than that, you know, Street Fighters and that, he normally doesn't really bother. But when he saw me playing this, he was like, whoa, this looks good, I want to play this. So yeah, it was a game that I was quite surprised that he enjoyed it. But the fact that he does enjoy it speaks volumes. It is a good game. Apologies for that, guys, a bit of a jump cut. As you know, if you've watched my videos long enough, my dog has ears like satellite dishes. She just picks up on everything, and the minute someone comes in the gate, she's off barking. And you probably would have noticed from where I cut it, you know, I was talking, and where she's barking, I'm losing all concentration. So we'll go back a little bit, and I'll explain a bit better what I was saying about Street Fighter X Tekken. Bloody dog. So yeah, what I was trying to explain was that Connor, you know, he enjoys like Mortal Kombat X, but he never really showed to be a sign of Street Fighter. And when he saw me first playing Street Fighter X Tekken, he was like, whoa, you know, what's this? And he started playing it with me. And he was like, why didn't we play this before, you know, sort of thing. And since then, he's got into Street Fighter because of that. So yeah, so that's why I'm recommending this game, because if you're not a Street Fighter fan, it's quite obvious that if you play this game, you probably will be afterwards, because it, you know, Connor surely was. So yeah, like I say, it is a game that does seem to have flown under the radar a little bit. I've mentioned to people, like I say, a few times about this game, and they're like, I don't remember that, you know. So it is obvious that it's not one that's remembered, you know. Like if you said Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3, they all know them. But then you say Street Fighter X Tekken, they're like, what's that? I don't remember that. So they're my recommendations. Like I say, I wanted to do it in a way where it was 3 games that maybe people haven't heard so much. I mean, you know, if you can do your belters, but if you do them, let's be honest, everybody knows what they are. So then it kind of makes the challenge a bit pointless anyway, doesn't it? So yeah, I thought I'd do 3 that were lesser known games. So, like I say, if you are into your top-down shooters, your arcades like jet ski racing games, or in this case, your fighters, these are all definitely games worth picking up. And even if you're not into all of them, they are good games. So if you haven't got them, they're still worth getting. I do think that Street Fighter X Tekken, last time I checked, the price was starting to creep up on that one. So if you are thinking of getting it, you might want to get on that straight away. So, right, okay. So I'm going to leave that one there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And before I do my usuals, I'm just going to say that I'm going to list or link, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to link Gull Payne's channel in the description below. And I'm also going to link Lame Dad Retro Gamer as well. Another fantastic channel. If you haven't checked him out, go over and have a look. Yeah, he's doing some great things at the moment. He's getting really getting involved, and he's not just getting involved in across the pond where he is. He's getting involved with the community over here as well, which is really good. It's sort of tying us all together, which is nice. And recently, he's just started something called the Dad Box, which is like it's very similar to what Goodwin's Place started over here, which was the Playing It Forward box. he started one over there called the Dad Box, and I've been watching who it's going round. It's interesting to watch. I watched him pass it over to a couple of other channels, and I was following them, and I was already subbed to them anyway, but I thought I'd check it out, and it seems to be gaining some traction, so it's nice to watch. So if these sort of things interest you, definitely go and check out Lame Dad Retro Gamer. Right, okay, so usuals now. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and also hit that little notification bell, and when you do, click all so that you're made aware of all our future uploads. While I'm at it, I'm also going to mention a couple of other things. You may be aware that we've got a Facebook page. Only recently what I've done is I've started a Facebook group, because on the page people can't share their videos or photos or comment. Well, you can do comments, but you can't do your own posts. And I wanted it to be more community orientated so that everybody can get involved in the group and put their stuff on there. So I've started a group. So if you are on the page, join the group, because I'm probably going to get rid of the page later on, because I want something where everybody can get involved, and the group is a better way of doing it. So there's a link for that in the description below, so just click on that and join the group. And also it's good to talk to you guys, so it'd be nice if people head over there and we can all get engaged, so that'd be good. Also I'm going to mention about the Unofficial Anbernic Facebook group, although the name will be changing on that soon. Yeah, so obviously I'm a part of the team over there, and that's basically for all your emulation devices. It's gone through changes over the last few months. It was originally handheld devices, then it moved on to your home emulation as well, and now it's moving on to where we're going to be changing the name of it. And at the moment there's a vote for different names it could change to. So if that's something that you want to get involved in, head on over there, join the group, and there's a little poll you can take part in on the name change. Because of course the thing is, if you called it the Unofficial Anbernic, some people might think to start with, oh, it's just Anbernic. Other people then might think it's just handheld. And of course it's not, it's emulation of every kind. So it only made sense to do a name change. So get yourself over there, join the group. Right, all there is left to say at the end of this now is to take care, stay safe, Nerdy Geezer out.